My soul already hurts. Just drop down in here, waiting for it to boot on. OBS, come on. Come on, shot. Maybe I'll take my glasses off. I gotta be the real deal. Breaking news out of California. All right, guys. This is what we have to do. Bad karma. Is he here? Did he dip out? I guess 74 minutes he was ready for the live, but he ain't ready now. Bad karma, we salute you. Stuart Monroe in the house. Which YouTubers got robbed? Are you trying to steal my heart again? That's a wild statement. Yo, speaking of Stuart Monroe, because we know you're from Australia, mate. I believe Andrew Locke was one of the first YouTubers to get nabbed up, man. They got his van and shit. He was one of the first ones to get robbed. Andrew Locke with Gaffer and Gear down in Aussie, mate. Then what was his name? Gordy from Cinecom or something like that. It was called Cinecom, something like that. And he got hit twice. His warehouse got hit twice. They hit his warehouse twice. And they had cameras even. And you could see the dudes in there looting the place. They came back a second time. I don't even know if Cinecom's still around. Did that put them under? I don't know. Yo, Trevor, Justin is a little late, guys. I heard his car was broken into and the only thing they stole was the Sigma FP. It's long gone, baby, gone. No, what they got, no, I got robbed. I got robbed a couple years ago. They got my entire lighting kit. But you know what those bitch asses didn't do? They didn't take the C-stands. They didn't touch one goddamn steel stand. Those fucking punks. But they did take every light. And they took and then here's the funny thing. They took a bin full of nothing but rags. But you know what I'm talking about when I say rags. Come on now, my filmmaker friends. Dude, like, I used to be a rag fanatic. I had 12 by 12s, 8 by 8s, 6 by 6. I had so many rags, dude. And they took it. They took the whole bin. So that's what made me feel like, were they in the filmmaking community or did they just open that up and be like, you know, because I got them from Modern Studio Equipment. So they were clearly labeled Modern Studio Equipment. So that's what I imagine, you know, if you're like a crazy thief in LA and they just see that like Modern Studio Equipment, yeah, fuck it. They're like, it's fucking sheets, just take it. But yeah, dude, to get into my thing, they had to cut the door handle off of our steel gate. So it was an underground garage and it was a steel gate and they fucking hacked the door handle off, got in that bitch and then ripped the door because all of my gear was in like a Home Depot shed. Literally, I bought it from Home Depot and drove it home on the roof of the van. But all of the lights, and this is the thing, they would have never been able to do that. So mine was a situation where they were watching me. They had to have been watching me because normally all the lights would be in the van. Because the van has an alarm on it. But the thing is they caught me at an opportune time because I was doing a first AC job. So I took all the lights out because I was like, I'm not taking these fucking lights when I'm gonna go be a first AC. And so someone was there. That's when and that was a couple years ago. But you know what, guys? The next week I had a check in the mail and it was damn near for the full amount of what all of those lights would cost if brand new. If brand new. I have PPA. And it was like, I don't know what I pay. I think I pay like $30 a month for PPA. It's no joke, man. So I factored in what, you know, because they took everything, right? So in my head, from what I could recollect what they took, you know, obviously all the big stuff, you know, I was thinking like it had to be anywhere from like 12 to 13 grand. And the check that I got from PPA the following week was 10.1. So that's damn near the full amount for what it would cost brand new. So I was like, damn. But PPA have always been good to me. They replaced a Zeiss Milvis 1.4 lens for me. That's like what, like a $2,500 lens. They replaced my color meter because I've gone through multiple color meters. One time I dropped, you know, because the color meters are like over $2,000, you know. So yeah, I'm gonna cash in on that. Why the fuck not? Like everyone's like, no. Like here's the thing too. Some people are like, don't claim it because your rates are gonna go up. No, motherfucker, dude, you know how many times I've claimed it through PPA? My rate has never changed. It continues to be $30 a month. In fact, it's only $29 a month. I've reported everything. Like, they replace so much shit for me, and I've never had the rate go up. So I don't know who the fuck's using their insurance, but also it's like, the whole point of the fucking insurance is to fucking cash in when you get fucking robbed, dude. Like, that's literally the whole point of the insurance, right? So don't listen to people that are like, don't report shit. Like, no, fuck that, dude. You ain't gonna get it back. And if you do get it back, it's gonna be all fucked. You know, they're gonna fuck it. You know, they're gonna, because it's gonna go through multiple hands. Like, if you are lucky enough to retrieve the shit that got stolen from you, it's like, bro, like, come on now. You know, come on now. By the time you get it, it's gonna be fucked, bro. So you're gonna cash in on it anyways. Look at me like an old man here. Let me see what this text on here says. Deborah, get in here and make my screen larger. I can't see what the boys are saying to me. Oh, shit. Trevor. Ranger 7 in the house. Hey, hey. Trevor says, I remember when they cleaned out all the veterans' lens, basically ended Vedra as a company. Yes, that was through Due Close. That's when Vedra had like a little garage, and it was just full of the Vedras. Jacked. Yeah, that sucks. That sucks too. Vedra lenses, yes. Have you ever questioned your wife about that inside job? That sounds like someone who knew you really well. No, I'm almost positive what it was. So there was a group of guys that got evicted the same week that my shit disappeared. They got it, and they knew. We were also the managers of this particular complex that we lived in, you know, because you get a sweet discount on the rent if you're the manager of the building. So it basically required like opening the door for the delivery man. That's basically what the job required. And making sure the dumpsters don't overflow. That was literally the job, dude. But so I think they thought that maybe the fucker that lives in the managing place had something to do with them getting evicted. But here's the thing. They got evicted because the fucking dumbasses passed out in the tub, flooded not only their apartment, but the apartment underneath them as well, right? That's why they got evicted. I think that's probably who fucking stole from, because who else would fucking know, you know? Like, because look, I sell a lot of shit online. I've never brought people into that garage. Like, I'm not that fucking dumb. You know, like I grew up in fucking Florida. Like, we're a little bit different down there. Like, we expect everyone is going to rob us at any given moment, motherfucker. Oh, speaking of which, if you guys watch Volandis did a video on this where he showed how he keeps a gun in his camera bag. I was like, that's boss mode, bro. That's fucking boss mode. But it makes, you know, he's a Detroit guy. You know, I lived in Detroit for like 3 years. I was there from 2008 until 2011, because that's where I went to grad school. I lived in Cass Corridor. I love Detroit, but that was in my wild days. I got banned from MGM Grand. I mean, I was nutso. But Detroit is wild. I got robbed I didn't get robbed in Detroit, but they broke into my car in the middle of the night, and there was nothing in it, but they did get my CD player, the one in the dash. And that's a very old school thing to do, you know? So you're like, damn. But here's the thing. If you guys didn't see it, like someone on my Discord, they were like telling me about Brandon Washington. That was like what really brought this up. Like Brandon Washington got robbed like $100,000 of gear, I think it was, and it was in his car. Now this is all hearsay that someone reported to me, because I didn't catch the video where he talked about it. So I don't even know all the exact details, but from game of telephone, it was $100,000 of gear, and I'm sure others of you may have seen the video. Maybe you can correct me on anything I'm wrong. But he left it in his car, and I guess he went back in for like 20 or 30 minutes, and when he came back out, it was all gone, like his entire fucking inventory. And it sucks. It does. And I can relate because I got robbed. I didn't get robbed to that extent. But my thing is like, too, like, I think that like, that says a lot about, John 2001. Damn, bro. John, just a heads up, bro. I did not get robbed. You don't need to make donations to me. I didn't get robbed recently. My garage got robbed a couple years ago, just to clarify, right? Because I'm not, because the only reason I say that is because I was told that, Brandon's stream, he got some money from the gifts and things, but I mean, as he should, he recently got robbed. I just wanted to clarify, like, I didn't recently get robbed. My garage got broken into a couple years back. Didn't he said, okay, hold on. But yeah, so that's the thing, $100,000 worth of gear, but he left it unattended. And like all the jobs that, we do jobs here all over the place. Compton, Beverly Hills, but you know what? It's no difference, right? I treat my gear the same in fucking Compton that I do in Beverly Hills. Like, I don't give a fuck where I'm at, motherfucker. Like, I don't leave anything unattended in this fucking town. And that was before I got robbed, right? But again, I think it speaks a lot to like where you grew up, you know what I mean? And maybe the places that you've lived, how you kind of think about your stuff. The lights and shit I've never really cared about, to be honest, but anything in the camera department, like there will be someone doing fire watch out there with the car, right? And if we don't have real security, then I always have a PA stand out by the vehicle. You know what I mean? And the camera stuff is the last fucking shit that goes in, because the camera shit ain't going in my car unless I'm going in that motherfucking car, right? So I've always, like, I won't even leave lenses in my fucking driveway. Like, I don't do it anywhere, right? Anywhere. Not even when I lived in the garage. Like, that was a double gated system. They still got in there, by the way, but never even kept lenses or anything. Like, nothing camera ever gets left behind unattended. Even when we can leave shit for overnights, you know, we'll leave overnights all the time, and I always still take camera. Whatever, you know, cameras and lenses are going with me. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. And if it's a rental, those are going with the first AC. And I tell them, don't leave that shit in your fucking car. You know, like, I like, well, I don't say it like that, but I ask them, I'm like, are you able to get it out of your car and put it in your house? Because if you can't keep it in your house, I got to keep it in my house. Either way, someone is keeping the shit in their fucking house tonight. We're not going to leave it on an overnight in some warehouse in fucking, you know, wherever the fuck. You know what I mean? And again, it doesn't matter what the neighborhood is. I treat every fucking neighborhood the same, because the reality is, especially here in LA, like, they target the more to better off communities. You know, they do. That's where they go and get all the catalytic converters. You know, that's what they do. You know, and when I say they, I'm talking about thieves, motherfuckers. You know, like, thieves are thieves, you know, and there's all kinds and sizes and shapes of thieves, you know, and they are what they are. You know, at one point in my life, I was a little bit of a thief, you know, you know, so I kind of understand, you know, the mentality of it. And right now, you know, right now especially is not a good time, right? And so, you know, in a way, I kind of understand. I mean, I don't understand. Like, it's still fucked up, right? It's fucked up to get robbed. It's fucked up to be the person doing the robbing. It's all fucked. It's a fucked up situation. So you just want to make sure that you protect your neck and you have insurance and you use it, bro. PPA is amazing. Look, I don't give a fuck. Like, I don't care what you guys use. This is not an ad for PPA. I don't, you know what I mean? But I've always used it, and they've always been really good for me. What kind of insurance do you guys have? You know, drop in the chat what kind of insurance you guys have and have had to cash in on. Because apparently, I guess Brandon's insurance wasn't that good or something, and he wasn't able to claim everything or something. I don't know all the details, right? But that's fucked up. You know what I mean? Like, maybe he didn't have a high enough premium. You know, mine's maxed out. You know, like, I don't give a fuck. I do the same with every car. Like, you know, and this is how I was brought up. You know what I mean? That they'd say, oh, you get in a car? All right, you're going to put full coverage on that motherfucker. You know, even, you know, and where I come from, we don't really lease or rent cars. We fucking buy them straight up, you know. So not to say we're balling like that, but the opposite, right? It's like, when you're not balling, you're just paying like 10 G's for a car. You know what I'm saying? But like, then when I get that car and maybe it even had a salvage title, I'm still going to put full coverage on that thing. Because guess what? You never know what the fuck is going to happen. You know what I mean? So full coverage is always worth it on anything. I've always done it with anything that requires insurance. Max it out, bro. I'm like, max it out. You know? Even though, like, I know, like, in my head, like, there was a comedian, I forget who it was, but they're like, insurance should actually be called in case shit happens. And it's like, yeah, motherfucker, no shit. That's exactly what it is. Like, that's not even a joke. That's just you understanding what you're saying out loud in front of a crowd. I forget what comedian said that. It was the dumbest shit ever. But it is true, you know. What's funny too is I used to work for AAA, so I kind of understand insurance a little bit different. Like, I kind of, like, you know, but I've always maxed out everything. I'm like, dude, max it out. Max it out. I would have life insurance, but I got denied life insurance. I got denied life insurance because they say I'm malnourished. They say I'm malnourished as if I look like Christian Bale from what was that movie, The Mechanic or whatever? The Machinist. They think I'm fucking Christian Bale from The Machinist, bro. By the way, if you don't know The Machinist, that was a movie where he was so depressed that he was like nothing. And he literally, you know, it's Christian Bale, so he actually lost the weight. Okay, let's get in your screen share. Let's get going. There was another thing I wanted to share with you guys, because then the same week Brandon got hit, Spencer Sakurai, his homie, they took his Venice, and it was like a full kit. But before we get in that, let me get caught up in these chats, bro. Yeah, John's in the house, dude. Yes, Vajra lenses they got took, dude. You know what's weird about the Vajra thing? Then a little while later, these mysterious mica lenses showed up that looked just like them. That's some fucked up. That's some weird shit, ain't it? Okay. You mean the Milvis you break? I didn't break. What do you mean the Milvis I break? I didn't break it. Well, that's why you have, yeah, mine. Well, funny that you say that. It does include dropping or whatever, right? Dropping, accidental accidents. Yeah, that's why I say PPA is the shit, dude. They all yeah, because I do drop a lot of stuff. I'm pretty like you know, like I'm very reckless. Like I'm like a toddler, you know, like so like I go in hot with everything. I like just grab it. Speaking of which, I think I fucking broke my Leica. Now I gotta fucking take that bitch back to the stupid fuck. Like, dude, they just got me the shop like. It couldn't have been more than 6 months ago. They got me for $900 to fucking fix that Leica, and now I fucking broke it again. I don't know what the hell I'm doing, dude. I just teared through it. Which, by the way, we got to look at it. But we'll get to the film. But I do want to show you. There was one that I recovered because I ripped it. I couldn't. The camera jammed, and I heard it jam. And then I'm like, fuck, dude, I gotta wait till I get home. And I put it in the camera bag, the dark bag. So I was able to salvage the whole roll, thank God, because some of these might look fucking rad. So this is where it started getting gnarly. You can see it crinkled up here. So yeah, I went to No Kings yesterday, of course. But this is where it started to get wrinkled, right? And look, it did this weird double exposure thing on the dog. But then look, this one is the one that got ripped. But this might be a rad scan, dude. Actually, this is the scan, but this might be a rad photo. I'm going to keep it like this. So that's it ripped. And then I kind of like pushed it back together in the scanner. But that might be a badass photo, dude. I'm not going to lie. Okay, let's see. Cinecom guy quit when he was ripped apart by the Soundspeeds guy on one of his audio videos rants. It was shite for Soundspeeds to do, and Geordi should have smacked his ass with a lawsuit. He straight up quit. Man, see, that's fucked up, dude. That's sad, dude. Don't ever quit, guys. Don't ever quit, bro. Don't ever quit. You know what I mean? Like, come on, man. We've all seen Rocky, bro. Like, dude, when you're down, bro, just you go, no, don't give up. You don't give up. Oh man. Yeah, hey Justin, didn't you have beef with Brandon? I mean, unspoken beef, yeah, because he talks shit about me and then I talk shit about him. But look, I wouldn't wish getting robbed on anybody. It sucks. When I got robbed, it literally makes you so paranoid. I was blaming everybody I knew. Like literally everybody I knew. I was like, I think you did it, motherfucker. And a little bit of it was true. You know what I'm saying? Because that's how much it messes you up. It messes your mind up. You think everybody is like, who's did it? Like everybody is a fucking suspect, bro. No joke. Yo, Jason Morbius, I watched some of the video when he was talking about it. They pried the windows open in a way that didn't set off the alarm. So maybe that's the hiccup with the insurance. Because I think some insurance providers do require the windows to actually be broken. Yeah, dude, that's a thing. Obviously that wasn't a thing for me because no windows were broken in my case, but they didn't have any windows broken. It was literally a lock that they sawed off and then doors that they ripped off the second one. So yeah, yeah, so I don't think PPA has that issue with the window thing. Yeah, he went live and explained on his live. He had a set of Canon Samirs rented and Raptor X, his laptop, me storage. Oh, at least they were rented. But now he's responsible for that? But no, I'm sure he's not gonna be responsible for those. He's not gonna be responsible for the rented shit. Oh man, come on, man. That's like literally the entire $100,000 was those lenses. Well, he had no loss. Well, his Raptor X. So his Raptor X, his laptop, and his media storage. Okay, yeah. But still, like if he had proper insurance, wait, is he trying to claim the rentals as his own fucking lenses? Is that the shit that's going on, dude? Like, that's not allowed, right? Like, look, the whole reason, anytime you go and rent something, okay, it is insured. You have to pay for it. Unless, now here's the thing, unless he was like, no, I have insurance. But here's the thing, guys, most insurance doesn't include rentals. That is a fucking add-on. You know what I mean? So you can't just assume that because you have gear insurance that it covers your rentals. It does not. That is an additional fucking fee. That's an additional add-on premium that you have to add. So maybe he thought that he was covered for the rental and he wasn't. Ugh, that sucks, bro. But either way, yeah, I have insurance too, and it does cover rentals, but I never claim my own. I always put it on fucking Share Grids or the rental house. Dude, I know, dude, because this is why. This is the exact reason why to always put it on their insurance and pay for it. Who cares? Pay for it. Because look, now his insurance has to eat the rentals of those Samirs. Guys, those are like $10,000 per lens, bro. That's literally probably where he got the $100,000 from. So, okay, so this makes more sense now, but this is why, no. I always put it on the fucking rental house insurance. Yes, make them, and I'll pay the $10 or whatever it is. That ain't shit. $10 is a drop in the bucket compared to now he's got to be covered for all of those fucking Sumirs. They're like 10 grand a piece. That is crazy, dude. No, 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 no. Fuck that. No, no, no. I always put it on the rental house insurance. Always, always. I do not care, bro. Damn. That's a prime example right there. Holy shit. That should have been the title of the motherfucking video, bro. John always flexing his billionaire status. Yo, are you talking about Dave Outsier? He had someone at this house and the guy took the camera and ran. No, I don't know Dave Outsier. $50 will only buy coffee in Cali. No camera stuff will be that cheap. Yeah, I might be able to get a BNC cable actually. I need a new one. Yo, what up, Trevor? Truth, camera, lenses, and media are always with me, 100%. Yeah, I had it embedded into my brain since college. My professor drilled it into all our heads, never leave it on. Yeah, I mean, that's why any real set has Firewatch. Any real set has Firewatch. But I get it. Like, you had a long day and you're like trying to get the fuck out of there. But either way, dude, still, no, I never have. I don't care how fucking tired I am, dude. The cameras stay with me like a fucking baby, dude. That's how I've always been that way. You know, sometimes in some neighborhoods, you know, like we'll be on jobs and we'll go to get lunch. Sometimes I'll bring the fucking the camera coffin inside the fucking restaurant with me. Because if it's that sketch of a place, and even if I can see the van, because we always sit where we can see the van, but sometimes, dude, I'll be like, I don't know, man, this is weird to me. I don't give a fuck. Bring the fucking camera case in the fucking restaurant. They don't give a fuck. Who cares? You know what I'm saying? That I don't know. I'm a little crazy though, you know. And I've been hit you know, they've hit me. But this, I mean, honestly, guys, I'm a pretty paranoid dude. I've been operating like this my whole life. Like literally, I just live my whole life of just thinking like, who's gonna fuck me today? And not in a good way. I'm always like, I'm that dude just looking around going, did he look at me funny? That's why I can't drink alcohol anymore. It's a bad combo. Holy shit, dude. When I was out doing a show in Virginia, someone broke into my car and stole the stereo. Yeah, that happened to me in Detroit, dude. Then my friend broke back into the car and installed an 8-track player with Diana Ross's greatest hits. Dude, that's a cool friend right there, bro. That's a really cool friend. I'm dead, bro. Hey, First AC, don't leave that shit in your car. Yeah, man, that's what I tell them. No, I just make sure that they're able to take it inside with them, you know, because people live in all kinds of crazy situations here in LA, you know, and he may not be able to, guys, let me know. Was the audio fucked again, guys? No. Damn, the audio always looks so fucked on that camera, dude. Let me know if the audio's fucked. Yeah, I always just ask them because you never know. Some people have to some people don't have an elevator, you know? And then I'm not, if we worked like a 13-hour day, I'm not going to make the First AC, you know, take the rentals home and then carry them up fucking 3 flights of stairs because his building doesn't have an elevator. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's more what I meant. Like, you know, I take care of my people. That came off wrong way. Yo, I may leave stands and cart in the car if I come back late, but cameras, lenses, and media all go in the house. Yeah, 100%. Oh yeah, I don't give a fuck about lights. Not even after I got robbed. Now, you know, when they took my lights, that's all they took was my lights. But still, I still leave lights out. Well, I don't leave them overnight. I wouldn't leave lights overnight in the van. But, you know, like sitting outside for a while, like, I don't, fuck it, dude. They're just, you know, like, I just don't care as much about the lights as I do about the cameras and shit, you know. PPA, yeah, that's what I got too, bro. I know Brandon was so careful. He said they were so fast, like less than 5 minutes. 5 minutes? They were watching them, bro. They, you know, that was a little bit of a scout. You know, they were watching them. I've had that happen to me in neighborhoods. You can always if you I don't know. Again, it's more the type of person you are, right? So I'm always looking over my shoulder, like, because I've just lived my whole life as if like I'm gonna get killed any moment. You know what I mean? So that's just how I am. So I'm always well aware. But again, like I'm in the streets all the time. Like you guys know that. Like I'm always in the streets. Hence these photos, right? Like I'm in the streets all the time. I love being in the streets. So because of that, I'm just more in tune with like what's going on in the streets. You know, when I'm on the streets, I look everybody right in the face. It's really hard nowadays to get people to make eye contact. But even if I fucking flash them with a camera and a fucking flash, boom, I'll still look them in the face. Like I'm not trying to like hide anything I'm doing, right? Like but even if I don't have a camera, you know, I still kind of like I like to see, I like to make, I like to try to make connections with the people on the streets, even like the scary people, the good people, whatever your brain is, like whatever you think the scary people are, whatever that means to you, right? Like I just try to take it all in so that I'm always aware of like what the fuck is going on, like where are we right now? You know what I mean? And like it happens a lot here in Los Angeles. Like you'll pull up, and you pull up with the vans, and then you're like everybody's yelling, like everybody always yells. What was it like? I think when we went to Russia, we got into like, man, we got yelled at when we were in Russia because I did the theater program there at the Moscow Theater Art School. This was way long time ago, and I was like a kid, right? But we were in Russia, and we got yelled at because the Americans are too loud. But it's true, like ever since I came back from Moscow, I always think about that. Like when I'm on a street, I'm like, damn, Americans are loud. But like, when you show up on set and everyone gets out of the van, everyone's like yelling instantly, like, oh shit, like always saying shit. And I do it too. Like everyone yells, we don't even give a fuck if it's like 6:30 in the morning. Everyone just starts yelling at each other. Or it seems like that because Americans are loud. But the thing is like, that draws attention immediately, like seeing people. And then people are looking, the locals are looking. They're like, hey, what the fuck are these yahoos going on about? And then they're watching you, even if they're not outside, they're fucking watching you, and then you fucking rip the van open. You're like, holy shit. And they see the camera, I'm just saying, like people see everything, bro. People see it. And especially if they're on the streets, people that are in the streets, you're part of the street culture. What the fuck you like. Here's the crazy thing too. Like I've gotten pretty good at like predicting when shit's about to go down. For instance, like even yesterday, right? Because like, I was like documenting the whole protest thing, right, in downtown Los Angeles, right? And I kind of like hang around the really loud, crazy ones because I'm like, probably something cool will happen around this person and I should be there to photograph it. And yeah, multiple times with the same person. It was kind of rad at very different locations. I just, it just kind of happened that way. But it was a moment when the whole crowd was like marching past a Starbucks, right? And all the protesters like attacked the Starbucks window. It was one with a really high window. It went from like the ground, like where your feet are, like above your head, like the window, right? And I did that portion on digital. I was shooting film and digital, right? But maybe I should pull it up so you can see the photos because they're pretty gnarly. But like they attacked the window. They're banging on the window and they got a big Gaza flag, And then another, like I was running there and I was the first photographer to get there. And so, but then in my mind I go, I want to see what the inside is seeing. So I start going around. I was the first one to think of it, right? So I start going around. I'm like, I'm going in this motherfucker to get the photo from the inside. And as I was doing that, the person that I had already been following around, the crazy one, is now following me. And I go, oh shit, they're going in the Starbucks. And I'm like, oh shit, I'm right next to him. And then I was like, oh shit, I'm the only one right next to him. And then I had the GoPro rolling too. I'm gonna do a little short of it on my street channel. By the way, guys, I have a new channel, brand new. It's called At the Freeway Life. It's where I do all my street stuff now. But I'm only telling you this story because it matters about being in tune with how this happens, right? So I was in tune with this person. And then what happened was, because I was in tune with this person, when I was doing something before they started to, that kind of is like a weird universe connection of how I became connected to that person. I know that's like sounding insane now, but it's almost like I started thinking like that person, right? Because I was like, oh, I want to go inside. And then as I'm walking up, I look over my shoulder, they're coming in with me. And I thought, oh shit, now I'm thinking one step ahead of the crazy person that I want to, or no, I shouldn't say crazy person. All right, this is so offensive of me. I apologize profusely. I shouldn't be calling them crazy. They're not crazy. They were just very adamant and very passionate about their beliefs. They're not crazy. I 100% take that back. That was really wrong of me to call them crazy. I really do feel bad about that. But that's what happens when I get excited, right? But they definitely were not crazy. But what I mean is somehow I became connected with this person, right? This protester, right? Who had very loud actions, let's say that. And then so I'm like, hell yeah, we're going in at the same fucking time. And sure enough, bro, they went off. They did not disappoint. I got the inside shot of the window. I got a dude sitting at the fucking table. I put the camera down low right in front of the dude's face. So he's sitting there like this and the person above him is yelling. I went up and fucking shot the photos of the Starbucks ladies. They're just looking at me like they're like frozen, like, whoa. Dude, I shot the whole thing and I got crazy blurry shots of the person yelling at them, telling them. And meanwhile, the GoPro is on the whole time. So I got the audio too of it, dude. So it's, I don't know. I'm gonna make a little like YouTube short of it because I'm so stoked about it. But I'm most stoked about it because what happened is I started predicting things before they were happening, right? And I think that's a very long-winded way of telling you about how important it is to be connected with the streets. like you have to be connected with the areas and communities that you are in, especially when you're just visiting them or you're just there to shoot something, right? Like, so like if I pull up to a place, right? I'm like, hell yeah, this is a new place that we've shot at in LA, for instance, right? We pull up at, and me, like, I love new places because like I always have my little camera with me. You know, that's really why I love it, because I'll snag a couple shots in and out of trips of the van. I don't care, you know? But what happens is because I'm like that, because I'm excited about the community I'm in, I always end up talking to people on the streets out there. And they're like, oh yeah, what the fuck you guys got going on? A movie? What the fuck? Or whatever the fuck, you know what I mean? And you're just like staying connected with, now some people would be like, damn, well that's like inviting the good and the bad in. But not really. In my experience, what it's been is you're kind of like establishing like you're not an outsider. You know what I mean? Because you're like, you're being part of the community now, because you're literally having conversations with people in the community. And you are in, they see you like taking pictures of their car or something, like, what's this asshole doing? You know? But that opens up the conversation, you know, and then like, oh, you're working on this, you know, and then you're like, you're not like a stranger anymore. Because listen, the number one, do you guys know what the number one crime in Los Angeles is? Do you know what it is? It's theft. Specifically, when no one's around. Unattended theft is the number one crime in Los Angeles. And what does that mean? What does that tell you? People steal from strangers. People steal from people they don't know. They also steal from people they do know, but 9 times out of 10, they steal from strangers, right? So if you make yourself aware of the community, you make yourself part of the community, even if it's just for a day, you're no longer a stranger, right? So, and this is how it fucking helps you, right? Because what if the people that are scoping you out, they see you talking to fucking Jimbo or whoever the fuck it is, and they're like, damn, he's talking to Jimbo. Jimbo knows these motherfuckers? And then they could be like, well, fuck, I'm not gonna fucking rob these guys. Jimbo knows him. For all we know, Jimbo's the fucking Godzilla of that street. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't know, dude. You don't know. But also what it could be is you become, you know, someone, the good person in the community, or, you know, the non-criminal, right? You befriend them, then they start looking out for your van for you because they're like on your side now, right? But if you roll up into a place and you don't fucking talk with anyone at the fucking, you know, anyone on the street, you're just you're a stranger now. You to everyone else, you don't belong there, motherfucker. Who the fuck are you? You know, they don't care if you rented some fucking thing on fucking Squarespace or whatever the fuck. What's the famous Pure Space? Pure Space is insane here, by the way. But people hate that. People hate, like, people in the neighborhoods hate it when other places in their neighborhood do Pure Space. And I know because I talk with the community, right? I talk to neighbors and they're always like, I hate that they do this shit. And they'll always be like, because I'm just like, dude, I'm sorry, dude. It's just my job. You know, like, I've just been hired to be here. And they're like, no, I know it's not you, but I hate that the homeowners do this shit. I know it's not your guys' fault, you know, because you're taking advantage of an opportunity, but it's the homeowners. They fucking hate that shit. You know what I mean? So that's even more of a reason, you know, because think about it now, if you're in a city, you know, and that, you know, think about small neighborhoods in bumfuck that hate it when they do Pure Space. Imagine how they feel in a city. You know what I mean? Where they're like, man, fuck those, you know, because also what happens in a city, you get kind of like, you have jealous people in the city too, that'll be like, who are these motherfuckers coming up in here flossing with all their bullshit? You know what I mean? Like, that could happen. So some people might just want to steal it out of spite. You know what I'm saying? So it helps to just befriend with the community that you're in. Especially when you're filming there, That was kind of random. I didn't even plan on talking about that, but it just kind of ties in with the type of human being that you could be if you find a way to connect to the streets, right? I'm not telling you all to fucking, you know, be street photographers. That's not what it's about at all. I'm just telling you to, you know, I think you know what I'm saying, right? Get in tune with the community, you know, that's what I'm saying. Even if it's only for a day, you know what I'm saying? They fine printed him and said no coverage in a car, I think. Ooh. Malnourished, damn, bro, that's a diabolical bird. I know, dude. It's brutal, man. Yo, I don't have insurance per se. However, my cam is under warranty. Got sensor damage and the company replaced for free, but now I will look up PPA going forward. Yeah, dude. I mean, look. I guess if you just have a few things, PPA might not be worth it. But like, if you start, like, if you have a camera that's $5,000, to me that's worth it, right? Because your premium is only $30. So if $5,000 gets dropped, or broken or someone steals it, are you going to have $5 grand to poop out your butt immediately and be like, let me replace this because I have to go use it today? Probably, maybe not, right? I don't know. Maybe you have $5 grand on deck, but what if it's more? You know, what if it's like 20 grand? I don't. Maybe not everybody right now has 20 grand on deck to drop to replace gear immediately, right? I always think insurance is worth it. Certainly if you have enough gear that equals $5 grand, I think it's probably time to get it, you know, just because like it's $5 grand. Like you don't want to fucking have to drop $5 grand if you didn't have to, you know what I'm saying? I have the Smith & Wesson insurance. Also, everything has a hidden tracker on it. Yeah, that's another thing too. After my garage got hit, I definitely started using the Apple AirTags. I put Apple AirTags in everything now. I think I own like 20 of those things. No joke. Like they're everywhere. I put them everywhere. That helps a lot. Smith & Wesson. look, that's hilarious. You know, last year when we were traveling, I bought what's called a Burna. So it's like, it's not a real gun. It's a non-lethal weapon that the cops actually use. The cops use them too. They're pretty hardcore though. I only bought it because you know, we were RVing it up like all summer long. We did like 11,000 miles last summer, by the way. 2024, not this recent summer, but 2024 summer. It's all on my other channel at The Freeway Life. Anyways, or on the Instagram over there. But anyway, shameless plug. But I mainly got it because, you know, like in RV, you know, if someone, you know, it's very easy to break into RVs. It really is. It's very easy to break into RVs. You know, and I was traveling with my Leicas, and I was traveling with my stuff, you know, and plus too, it's just me and Marianne and our little cat, you know. I'm like, you know, I'm malnourished according to insurance providers, and you know, Marianne is like 5'3", you know. It's like, yeah, if someone rips the door off the RV, I want to be able to blast them in the head and knock them out. And get the fuck out of there, you know, because, you know, I used to own guns, and, but it was at a time when I was a pretty gnarly person, and I used to frequent, the jail system, and my friends would be like, dude, if there is anyone that should not be owning a gun, it is you. Also, I think I just fucked this live stream because I said the pew pew word, but who gives a fuck, man? I don't make money on this I don't make any money on this channel anyways. Dude, I was watching this guy. There's this famous YouTuber called Penguin Zero or something, and he shared what he makes on YouTube and Twitch. It was like $46 million or something. I was like, Jesus fucking Christ, dude. Yeah, I don't make anything on YouTube. Certainly not with the streams, but so I don't care that I said the word gun. But anyways, they were like, dude, if anyone should not own a gun, it is you. And I was like, yeah, that's probably a good point. So that I don't, you know, I don't know. And now I, you know, I have a different, even though I've been sober for like 13 years, going on 14 years, even though that, like, I'd be fine with a gun now, but, you know, I you know, my wife has instilled some different kind of beliefs in me, and you know, I don't really fuck with it. You know, I don't really fuck with guns, but I do have the Burna, and I like having knives. I like knives. I like a good collection of knives, nice machetes. Oh shit. Anyways, I like weird weapons. You know, weapons that you're like, is this a weapon? You know what I love? I have these little miniature baseball bats. I call them thumpers, and I usually keep them like in my car, in my vehicles. I keep them right down low. Like in my van, it's like this long. It's like an all solid oak wood bat. And they're like thumpers, bro. You could just like fucking knock someone out with it, dude. But I always keep it like in the van. It sits in like the side door panel. But in my car, we don't have side door panels, so it like I jam it like in between the seat, like it lays between the seat and like the wall of the car. It's a little thumper. You gotta have you gotta have things around, you know, in case shit. Like, I'm just giving you an idea of the type of person I am. You know, I always got something on me. You're like, you don't expect it, but I'm like the guy that slides the brass knuckles on when no one's looking. Like, what the fuck's about to go down? Oh shit, dude. Oh, did you forget to take your pills today, mate? You're on fire. Yeah, man. I think I'm on fire because I had such a good day yesterday. I didn't think I would, but this is a gnarled, ripped out frame, obviously. But I think I had a pretty good day, man. In terms of like shooting and stuff. I got robbed once and caught the asshole who did it. Stupid idiot didn't plan on me having a GPS system in the camera. Hell yeah, dude. Now that's wild. You see, I wanted to do that too when my garage got jacked. I saw some of my lights on Facebook Marketplace, and I knew they were my lights because like I had shit that didn't go together, right? So he was just opening the cases and taking pictures of them. But I had like, for instance, I had like a NAND light. I had a mix panel that had like a grid, like a knockoff KNF grid in there, like a red grid. It was all rolled up, and Like I had shit mismatched, you know? And trying to explain this to officers was very hard because I'm like, no, I was like, I know that's mine. They're like, how do you know? You don't, I don't see your company name on here anywhere. And I'm like, no, but I'm telling you, this shit does not go together. You know, like I'm telling the investigators this. I'm like, look, we got him. Let's just go get him. He's like, no, you just need to call your insurance. I was like, come on, dude, we know where this motherfucker is. It was in Linwood or something. I'm like, we got to go there now. and you know, and I was like, dude, I should have told him, like, dude, I'm going whether you want to or not. And if something happens to me, it's on your ass, officer. Like, that's what I should have said, you know, and then he would have been forced to go with me, you know, and that would have been gnarly. But it wasn't even my account. And just in case they knew who I was, I had other friends of mine. Shout out to Scott Myers. I had Scott Myers and I had him like talking to the person, but then we realized like, oh shit, it shows that he's friends with me, but who knows if were they that smart to look at that? I don't know. Either way, but I knew it was my gear and they still didn't give a fuck. They're like, just call your insurance, bro. Like the cops didn't want to fucking fuck with it, dude. But yet they came to my house and took fingerprints, or not the house, the garage. They came to the garage and took fingerprints. You know, because their hands touched the hood of the car. So we had their fingerprints even. It was gnarly, bro. And then the motherfucker swabbed me. And I was a little nervous. He swabbed me. They took my motherfucking DNA, dude. So now the fucking government has my DNA. And I'm super fucking paranoid about that now, by the way, dude. And this happened like 2 or 3 years ago. And they swabbed me for DNA. And I go, I was like, why do you need mine? Like, I got legit nervous. And he was like, because he's like, we got to rule you out. I was like, dude, what the fuck, man? So they swabbed me. So who knows what they're gonna pin on me now? Who knows what they're gonna pin on me now? And you heard it here first, dude. I remember one time I was in jail. This is way back now. I was 19 when I first got locked up. I was 19 years old, and when I was in there was a dude that was he was known as the Red Dragon of the bad gang, the KKK. Okay, so I was in jail with some monsters, bro, when I was 19 years old, dude. And why they put me in this place was because I was in jail for a very minor offense, by the way. Very minor, like alcohol related, right? Like very minor, like I broke my probation or some bullshit, right? Because I was drinking or so. Oh, you're not supposed to be drinking when you're 19. Yeah, right. Like that's gonna work, right? So they arrested me and I had to go to jail for a long, like not a long time, but I was in jail for, I was sentenced to 6 months, okay? So I was in there for a minute. And my best friend, his parents, like, I guess they knew the judge or something. I don't know what's going on. I was locked up, but either way, the judge like granted me a little bit of leniency, and they made me instantly what they call a houseman. You're called a houseman. So then what that meant is I could be free out of my cell 24/7, but I had to like do things. I had to like, you know, sweep and mop. I had to like deliver the food, right? So I was a houseman. I was basically like working for the jail, and I got the job immediately. And usually you'd have to be in jail for a long time or at least more than like a week, right? And so like I got the job immediately. And so, but what I didn't know is the pod that I was working in was full of like people about to go to state for life, right? Like I was in one of the worst pods. I don't know why they did that to me, bro. But one of the guys in there was the Red Dragon of the KKK. Like, I'm not even fucking lying to you. And what they did, and the reason why I'm bringing this up, because I was talking about how the cops took my DNA, something crazy happened, dude. They came in there, so I was on the second floor, and everybody was on lockdown, except for me, because I'm the houseman, right? So I'm just like, I was on the second floor, like sweeping or doing something, right? And all of a sudden, like all these cops came in. They were suited up, bro. They were in riot gear. They had full tactical gear, like the fucking, they had these shields, but the shields had tasers connected to them. They all coming in there, and I hear that dude yelling. He was like a big time redneck too. He was like yelling, going crazy. And then because what happened was, what I found out afterwards is the sheriff told him, because all they wanted was his DNA. They needed his DNA for something. And the sheriff was like, dude, he's like, if you don't give us your DNA, we're going to take it from you. And he just went ballistic, and then those guys came in, and it was on, bro. It was brutal, bro. It was like they were shocking him. It was gnarly, right? But again, he's a fucking Red Dragon in the KKK, so it's like, okay, I think you kind of deserve this. But dude, it was gnarly, bro. But that's why I say I don't know. See, this is where my brain goes. I thought of that because I was talking about the cops taking my DNA. But that's what I mean. Like, I think why he didn't want, well, he probably obviously knew it'd be like, it was going to pin something on him, right? So he obviously knew that. But with me, like I'm like I just explained to you guys the whole first half of the stream how like I'm a super paranoid person. You know what I mean? So with me, I'm like, dude, I don't like they have my DNA. Like we've all seen To Make a Murderer. You know, like who knows what they would have want to pin on me. You know? Oh shit, dude. Anyways, also, don't forget to tell people to like the video. Yeah, man, like the video, guys. Come on, guys. That really helps us. And, guys, you can hype videos now. You can hype videos. When my short film drops, I'm dropping a short film that I directed, wrote, acted in. Miguel shot it on my FX6, bro. It's going, it goes hard, bro. Seriously, it does. But when it drops, look for it. It's called Deadline. I really hope it comes out this week. I'm just waiting on Miguel to, look, he's color grading it for free. Okay. I got him an entry into Lens Node. So he's able to use Lens Node for it. But he's doing me a solid on this. So you know, I'm being super patient, but I know it's gonna look supreme. You know, he's not colorblind like myself. And yeah, dude, I'm so stoked for this movie though. It's called Deadline, and when it drops, you can hit the hype button. You can't hype the streams because I don't know why, but like it's a new feature that YouTube added. Like it helps out smaller channels. If it's like a like button on steroids. So if you see the hype button, just hit it. For my videos or for anyone's videos, it helps. It really does help people. Let me see. I got really backed up in here. Hold on. Holy shit, I'm way too far back now. I got robbed one. Yeah, see. That's literally, yeah, okay, so here it was. Also, okay, yes, he can't possibly be liable for the rental gear. That's literally the whole point, right? Yeah. Well, no, that's only if you have to state, like, because the rental houses want you to put it on your own. The rental houses want you to put it on your own coverage. So that's why they charge you to put it on theirs. That's how that works. But I always put it on theirs. What do you think of Adobe going up on cost for their software leasing? I was paying $29 a month, and after Renew, they wanted $69 for the same thing. So I started thinking DaVinci Resolve. Yeah, dude, why do you even have Premiere? Dude, I don't fuck with Premiere. I only have Lightroom. This is Lightroom, bro. I need Lightroom for scanning. No. Dude, I do not use Premiere. I fucking hate Premiere. Although, honestly, guys, I'm starting to hate Resolve, too. My Resolve has fallen to shit, and I think it's because I'm on the original M1. I should have never upgraded. Like, they should have said, like, hey, look, DaVinci is going to get better, and it's not going to work with the original M1. They should have told people that, because it sucks now, man. I fucking hate it. It's so bad now. Let's see. No, he's talking only about his own stuff. I think he gave an example that he is getting less than 3K in refund. Man, he's got shit insurance, bro. Come on, dude. That's why I left Adobe a long time ago. Resolve Way costs you less than 6 months. Yeah, dude, anything with a subscription sucks. It's only a matter of time before Resolve goes subscription. They better fucking, if they go subscription, they better up their fucking game, dude. I'm not even lying. I'm so mad at Resolve right now. A Moment in Time Productions. I was way over Adobe a long ago. Yes. No, the audio's fine. Thank you. Audio's good. Thank you. DaVinci Resolve is much better color grading and exposure updates. 100%. DaVinci Resolve is the industry standard for color grading. Come on now. The only drawback is you just got to get used to the interface. Yeah, but it's so quick. You'll get used to it so quick, dude. They have all kinds of fun little tools, like this little speed editor here. They got tons of cool little tools, you know. Color panels for the color grading. I got to get those out of storage. I left those in storage. It always pays to be an extra paranoid than not. Yeah, that's what I say too, man. Before with Premiere Pro is just go to color and you get a menu of selections. You place no JP hitting them with the MIB flash. Yeah, dude. Yo, did Adobe let the student discount expire? I don't know, dude. Yeah, yeah. Just take a look tomorrow at the okay. Yes, DaVinci Resolve. Yo, that is yo. Yeah, I grew up a place where you definitely notice when people from outside the neighborhood showed up. That's what I'm saying. You know immediately. Everyone knows that. Everyone knows it. Yeah, I get it. Get random people coming into a community and people start acting out without understanding where they are in the community. Introverts are going, well, I'm screwed. Yeah, I am an introvert, but you know, I still interact with people. You know, when you show up on a set, you're gonna laugh kind of loud maybe once. You know, also introvert, but I make myself to go out and put myself out there to meet. Yeah, I'm a huge introvert, which is that's a more reason why I forced myself to do more street, because it forced me to be less in myself. You know what I mean? But one of the reasons I wanted to do street is because I am an introvert, and it is like a way where I can kind of express myself, and maybe that's my way of communicating with people. I don't know. It doesn't really work out though, you know, because motherfuckers be in my face all the time. There's a video where someone talked about how owning a gun saved their gear. I thought, damn, the next step up from the AirTag is the Glock. Yeah, it was Volandis. Volandis did it. It was a badass video. He's in Detroit though, bro. It's no joke, dude. I'm also going on 14 years and I'm kidding about the gun. I don't have a Cubiton on my keychain. Oh yeah. Justin, you might want to talk to someone, bro. Any other weapons you keep around? Yo, bad karma is back. Yo, 6 months. So in LA, that's like a week, right? No, I've been in LA. What do you mean? 6 months. No, dude, I've been in LA since like 2012. What are you talking about? Take it easy, everyone. Okay, John. Thank you, brother. It's illegal for them to just take DNA. They do need consent. Otherwise, it is illegal search and seizure. Yeah, I know, but they said they needed it because they needed to compare DNA from what they pulled off the hood of the car to mine because it was my car. I don't know, or maybe Glendale's just fucked and they just want everybody's fucking DNA. I don't know what the fuck is going on. What is PPA? Oh, it's Professional Photographers Association. And also, guys, if you drop Justin Phillip, you get like $35 off. I know that sounded scammy, but it is true. If you want $35 off, give him my name. I got a Sony ZV-E10, loving the camera. Badass, bro. Ryan Payne, thoughts on the Nikon Z5 Mark II? Thinking of moving over from Sony for the Nikon photography color. What happened? Were you robbed? Oh, dude, you're gonna have to rewind it, bro. I tell the whole story. My garage got robbed, but it was a couple years ago. But we were talking about Brandon Washington just recently got hit. I talk about all the people that got hit. We didn't get around to Spencer yet because I was jaw jacking for so long. But Spencer had a crazy. Speaking of rental houses, Spencer had a crazy thing happen. Hold up, we'll come back to the Nikon real quick, Richard. Or sorry, Ryan. I want to talk about this real quick because this is crazy. If you guys know Spencer Sakurai, had the Venice stolen. And it was actually like someone he was working with or something, but it was through a rental house. And this is the thing, man, because actually, what's the one? What's the one? ShareGrid. People do steal off ShareGrid a lot here in LA at least. So check this out. Really appreciate everyone sharing about my camera being stolen. Here's some context. Most of this exchange was actually through a local rental house that I consigned my camera through. So I never actually had any contact with them, but here's the timeline as I understand it. So this was a rental house where he just like left his gear. This is a known thing that you do. You leave your gear at a rental house, and then, you know, when you're not using it, it could be out making money for you. You know, that's the whole point, right? So let's see. Rental house owner gets an email posing as a local real photographer interested in renting my Venice. So that's kind of the first red flag right there. Like, hold up. There you go, Gracie girl. So that's like the first red flag right there is like, you know, wanting to rent a Venice and you're a photographer. That I don't know. That's kind of sketch right off the bat. Anyways, this person has a website, social media, exists in the space, but not to the point where any of the local film folks would know them. Right, because he said he's a photographer. Rental agreement is signed, and a man claiming to be his father picks up the camera for him. Oof. Pays up front, has rental insurance, provides ID, does everything that you can reasonably ask or that would be a standard procedure for a rental house. He's also wearing a hoodie with the name of the production company, which he says is his son's. Okay. Obviously, they don't return the camera at return time. Phone is disconnected. We check the address they have on the rental agreement, and it's just an apartment. No one answers at the door. Fucking brutal, bro. Come to find out that this exact situation has happened to 10 to 20 rental houses across the US. There is an ongoing national investigation into it. People posing as local productions, wearing hoodies with the branding, using fake IDs, paying for rentals, and stealing items. Everything from FX6s to Alexa 35s have been stolen this way. Holy shit. They actually hit 2 local rental houses, but I don't want to share details until we've talked more with the police. And this is in Texas as well, I think, isn't it? Wait, where the fuck is Spencer at? I forget where he said he was at. Because Spencer sent me these screenshots. So yeah, that's what's going on. Luckily, there are a few layers of insurance, and in all likelihood, I'll be reimbursed and be fine. 100%, bro. I appreciate everyone checking on me. Haven't gone back to everyone, but it's been a long couple of days. Here, put this on your big screen, guys. Look at this. Here's what was stolen. It's got the serial number on it. Be on the lookout. Sony Venice 1, serial number 12569. Damn, I should have opened the stream with this. Sony viewfinder, airy top and bottom plate, wooden camera D box, A box, AXSR, 1 reader, 2 1 terabyte AXS cards, and 1 512 gigabyte AXS card. We did not send the Venice standard PL mount with the camera, so it's missing that piece. Based on that alone, it should be pretty easy to tell which one is mine if you see a kit being sold without one. 2 times core nano 155 watt V-mount batteries, 2 small rig 150 watt V-mount batteries. And then this thing, these dudes have hit rental houses in several states, so they're not local, and more than likely, they've already left the state. So if you see it for sale or something, hit me up, but my assumption is it's as good as gone. I'm going to have to grab Gracie here maybe soon. The result I really want is for these guys to be caught, or for rental houses across the country to be more aware that this is happening so it can be avoided. Yeah, dude, this is wild. And they got a picture of the dude, bro. Showtoy? Does that say Showtoy? Shotty. This is the dude. There are a couple of them from what I understand, and he matches up with photos and descriptions from other reports of this happening. His shirt has a real local photographer's brand, but he's not affiliated with them whatsoever. They pose as different real companies in every city they do this. Bro, he looks old too, dude. Look at this old ass dude out here robbing people, man. Wow, bro. That's gnarly. Posing as a different like production company. Dude, I'm just glad it's not a DOGTIMES hoodie. That would be some shit when it's like, fuck, he's wearing a DOGTIMES hoodie. Dude, my whole shit would tank. That would be insane, dude. Could you imagine if you're the guy in your show toy or whatever this says? Could you imagine? And you're like, no, why is he wearing my hoodie? Dude, you'd have to make a video about it. You'd have to go on TikTok. You'd have to let everyone know, like, this motherfucker does not work for me. Damn, that's brutal. Not only is he stealing all this shit, but he is dragging this guy's name in the mud. Holy fuck, that's a double crime. Dude, I would sue this dude. Actually, yeah, if he was wearing a DOGTIMES hoodie, I would sue that motherfucker. Holy shit, dude. Bad Karma says, my house was robbed 5 years ago. Lost a lot of gear. I'm trying to buy what I need. Yeah, dude, that's why you got to get insured up, man. You gotta get that PPA, bro. John Hale, damn, dude, this is some international crime syndicate type shit. Yeah, bro, it's wild. I'm going to leave this up so you guys can see these serial numbers. Man, that's crazy. That's why I'm a big fan of GPS systems installed in camera. You can't beat them. It's like a log gack in your camera. Yo, so how do you does the FX6 have that? I've noticed, I think even the little Sonys have that. I have never looked into that. I got to start looking into that because they definitely have the GPS. I just never knew what the fuck. Yeah, dude, I should do that. I'm an idiot. I only rent my gear online and I do background checks before the rental takes place. Yeah, because these rental houses, I mean, it is super easy. It's a rental house, dude. You know, if it's a rental house here in LA, they're hoofing it, dude. It's so funny. It was the Carlo Mendoza when I was the camera PA on the Carlo Mendoza film, the most recent long form YouTube video that I put out. When we were working on the HBO movie way back in 2018, that was the one time I had to take gear back to all the rental houses. And dude, I would just walk up in the motherfucker, be touching stuff. Like, I really do that because I just want to get waited on and get the fuck out of there. You know what I mean? But like, so I'm that asshole. Like if they don't if you walk into a place and they don't like address you and they don't acknowledge you, I just start fucking touching shit, moving shit around. And then they're like, hey man, it's like, oh, hi. Yes, I am a customer. But yeah, some of the rental houses here in LA, you can just walk up and start fucking grabbing shit, dude. That's how busy they're busy, man. Low Jack, a Low Jack, a DOGTIMES Productions hoodie. Ken Mackey rolls up wearing a DOGTIMES hoodie, snatching Sonys and Blazars. Oh, I'd be mad as a motherfucker, bro. Oh shit! It costs $300 for the GPS system and it works. Oh damn, $300. $300. Is it like, can you install it on multiple cameras, or is it like a thing where it has to be individual $300 for each camera? That's crazy, dude. But actually, that's not bad. I mean, that's still a drop in the bucket compared to the price of your camera. You know what I mean? So, because I wonder what the Sony stuff is. It probably has to do with Wi-Fi shit because they all have that little like GPS logo. Damn, bro, that's wild. Well, we'll keep it going because I do want to develop these things. I don't know. You guys tell me. Are we done? Or if you have questions? Oh, that's right. He wanted to ask about. I'm sorry, I forgot about Ryan's. What are my thoughts on the Nikon Z5 Mark II? Z5 Mark II, bro. Come on, bro. Let me see, man. Let me see how I feel about. I don't know. I gotta look at it first and see what the fuck it is. I don't know the Nikon and Lumix stuff, man. So many people got onto me too because of not like caring about Lumix and shit. People were mad, dude. I'm like, really? Really though? Oh man. They sell specific GPS for a specific camera company. Oh, that's why. Okay, so that's why they are. Okay, so let's see what this is, bro. 24.5 megapixels. Okay. Up to 30 frames, 3.6 million dot OLED. Okay, that's pretty, that's pretty basic. Nine type subject detection AF. Oof. X speed 7, UHD, 4K, full HD. He's got a 3.2 variable touch LCD screen, 5 axis. Okay, so it's got like steady, what was it called? Stability. You know what the fuck I'm trying to say. Yeah, what do you just want this for photos? I don't know, dude. I'm sure it's cool. It's cool. It's cool that it has dual cards. That's cool. But like for photos, 24 megapixels is fine. Okay, just right off the bat, 24 meg. But here's my problem, and I talk about this all the time. But here's my problem, like this is why I hate hybrid cameras, because like we don't need, like if this was like an actual photo camera, we don't need to jam like 4K video in there. But I guess it's like a given, right? Like, well, who cares? Like even my little Sony RX100 can shoot 4K, so it's like, okay, I get it. So yeah, I mean, at the same time though, I don't feel like this is the best photo camera you could get, because these specs aren't very awesome to me. You know what I mean? And like, it's still $1,700. And with Nikon, I'm just not that big of a fan of Nikon to care about these cameras. But I know some people love Nikon colors. Me personally, I don't see it. I don't see what everyone craves in the Nikon colors. I just never have. I never ever have. I don't see it. And maybe it's because of my hue deficiency, which is a real thing that I have. And maybe maybe the certain hues that I can't see is what people see in the Nikon colors. But I don't see it. I don't see anything unique about the Nikon colors. I just don't. I never have. That's why I'm like, why? I just don't. But yeah, I mean, if you just need a fucking basic camera, I mean, this seems pretty basic. But again, this is like, I don't know. To me, this is just basic. These are basic specs, basic camera. And I think, well, you could really get anything. And the way I look at cameras, the coolest thing about this camera is that fucking dual card slot. That to me is the coolest thing. That's all I really care about. The EVF is not impressive. Nothing is impressive to me. You know what I mean? The dual card slot, that's pretty cool. I appreciate that. Anything else? Nah, I don't really care. But if you love the Nikon colors that much, I think this is a good basic camera for photos. Is this one I would use? No, because it's not the type of photography that I do. But if you're trying to do like wedding photography, then this might be your jam. This might be what you want for weddings. I don't know. I don't do wedding photography, but I don't know if this is enough megapixels for wedding photography. Cropping on 24 megapixels is not very good. You know what I mean? I imagine if you're a wedding person, you're shooting very much on the fly, much like I do on the street, right? So I imagine that, you know, or even events. I shoot the occasional events, but even then, like you would need, I think you'd want more than 24 megapixels if you need to crop a lot. Right? And I always crop. I always crop a little bit. I always crop. I do. I don't give a fuck. I'm not out here trying to be motherfucking Henri Cartier-Bresson, motherfucker. I crop. I don't give a fuck. Everyone does it. Everyone crops. Even if they don't, even if they say they don't, they fucking lying to you. They crop. Everyone crops. Have you ever seen that famous picture of the little tiny dog in the woman's legs? So there's this famous picture of a woman's legs and the little dog. Have you seen the original negative of that? It is not the original picture. The original negative is like the woman's whole fucking body. Like he literally cropped it all the way down to just her legs and the dog. You know what I mean? So it's like a famous old ass picture. Let me see if I can find it. Old street photo. I think it's like a tiny dog, woman's legs or something. Come on, don't fail me now, Google. We need this. Yeah, this shot. So if you ever seen the original of this is not the original shot, bro. This is Magnum too. This is a Magnum photographer. This is the real deal. Elliot Irwin. So Elliot Irwin is a big name, right? And it's probably shameful of me that I didn't know this was one of his photographs. The original photo is not this. It is a huge fucking shot. Because I think he shot this on like medium format, maybe even large format. Okay. So don't sit there and say they don't crop when literally one of the most famous photographs of all time from one of the famous photographers of all time in Magnum, by the way, is one of the biggest croppers known to man. You know what I mean? So I think it's okay if you're shooting weddings or shooting what the fuck ever. I think it's okay for you to crop. And all that rant is to say, in my experience, 24 megapixels is not enough to crop. Not to me. Not to me. But if you're trying to be the next Henri Cartier, then sure, 24 megapixels probably is enough for you. But not for me. Not nowadays, you know? Even the little A7C II is 33 megapixels. Even the A7C II is 33. I like that. I think that's a sweet spot. 33 is nice. I really do like it. But yeah. Anyways. Okay. Here we go. Let's see. They support Canon, Nikon, Sony, Red. Okay, so he's talking about the GPS. A lot of photographers want dual SD cards for the backup factor. Yeah, I love SD card, a double dual. It's so many reasons to have that. They usually have the video only if the client wants a few clips. Sure, that makes sense. What's up, Justin, Johnny, Raymo, and what's up, chat? Been loving the live streams, by the way. I'm a little late to the conversation. Just curious, is there any online rental sites and online gear insurance sites that, again, I use PPA, and if you use my name, you can save some money. You can save 35 bucks. Justin has Nikon hue deficiency disorder. That is true. Hold up, I gotta grab Gracie. Come here. It is true. They left the harness on you. They took you for a walk and they left a harness on you. No wonder she's freaking out, bro. He said, yeah, so I use PPA. They're great, dude. They take care of me. I gotta get this harness off Gracie. They left this harness on her. Yeah, Fro knows does not crop. Oh, whatever, dude. He's a fucking liar, bro. He's a liar. I don't believe anyone that says they don't crop. I just don't. Again, bro, I don't believe it, dude. I just don't believe that shit. Everyone crops, bro. Everyone. Yo, I'd love to stay with Sony, but the A7 IV just isn't doing it for me. And the only thing in the resolution ballpark is the older A7R III, but not sure if it holds up today or not. What? No, dude, did I not pull up the right camera? This camera only has 24 megapixels. Literally any other Sony camera is gonna have, I mean, unless it's like the A7S III. What do you mean? Like, no, dude, oh, you mean for budget though? Because the A7R5 has got some gnarly specs. This thing is 61 megapixels. Or what if you got, I bet you could find an older A1, dude. That's what I would do. Or an A9. Oh, what the hell am I doing? I literally just put AI. I would try to find like an older Sony A1 or an A9. Those are badass cameras. But why I say the older one, because you might be able to get a good deal on a used one right now. You know, the original A1, dude. Come on, dude. That camera's no joke, dude. Look, so 38. So maybe on Facebook Marketplace, maybe you could get one for like 32. That's still a lot of money though, bro. Jesus Christ. Well, Sony A9 though, those are really good cameras too. Look, that one's only 539, but now that's the first one. So maybe get the second one. You get the second one for like 1800. Again, MPB. I've never had any issues ordering from MPB, by the way. But yeah, A9 too. That's a good camera, bro. Yeah, just go in the middle. If you can't get the big one, that's a lot of money. Go in the middle, dude. Get the second one. A9 is awesome cameras for photography. Fucking awesome cameras for photography. I wait to see if Sony drops something at end of year, beginning of 2026. Yeah. Or just get the A7CR for now. Just get a used A7CR. Like if you're still in the ecosystem, Ryan, and you still have Sony lenses, don't jump systems. Just I mean, unless you hate the Sony colors that much. Like if you hate the Sony colors that much, I understand. But jumping systems sucks, dude. My A7R 4 and 5 are a cropping mega machine. Hell yeah, dude. Do you have the Photo Care Plus package or just the Photo Care for the? I got. So I'm really old on the PPA in general, but also on PPA. Like I've been with PPA for a very long time since my first camera. So that would have been like 2017. So in the beginning, I just bought the very basic, but over time I've added. So now like I'm insured for like up to $1 million or something. It's like ridiculous, but I still get a discounted rate because I'm like grandfathered into the old system. But I still pay extra for a couple of the premiums. So I don't know. I'm in more of like a custom package, I guess you would call it. Yeah, dude. So anyways, I guess I should develop this and see how it turned out, eh? With the big rip in the middle. It's so gnarly, dude. It got jammed up in the camera and I heard it when I started rewinding. I heard it go, and I was like, no, what is that? And so luckily, I said, okay, I'm not gonna open this until I get home, and I threw it in the dark bag and had to do it like, and that's how it got ripped. Because I don't know how it got jammed in the camera. I could only tell you what my fingers could feel, and that wasn't much. You know what I mean? Like I was just like, dude, I just want to salvage this film, and you can see like it's right. It was still attached. Look, it's only attached right there. This little bit right here is where it's attached at. The rest, it's ripped the whole way through. So it looks like it's attached up here, but it's not. I like double layered it over and then I scanned it like that. So let's see what this is going to look like. This is going to be crazy, boy. We're going to develop this now. I'm super stoked. Because at first I was really nervous about this. Let me take this off. Look, because I even got to crop this. I got to crop all this shit out of here. But mainly I do it for, I don't want to show. I mean, I guess it'll be cooler if I leave all this in because this is a gnarly photo. Like, dude, why am I trying to salvage it? Like, let's keep it gnarly. What the fuck am I doing, dude? I'm on like autopilot, bro. You gotta keep it gnarly, dude. Okay, so let's open this up. Oh wait, that's the wrong thing. What am I looking for? Is it Command or Option? Wait, how do I open it again? Is it Control? There it is, Control. Okay, cool. So we're gonna convert this, and ooh, way overexposed though. But you want to know, I pushed this too. Damn, I pushed it too, bro. So let me try this. I'll do cinematic rich. and I'll try to get some of that, pull that brightness back a little bit, pull the exposure back a little bit, try to add some contrast to it. Oof, these photos got fucked, dude. Too bright. I shouldn't have pushed it. Damn it, I shouldn't have pushed it. I'm so bummed out now. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna push it. Look, I can't get any of the blacks back. It's just too fucking bright. I might be able to, look, I'm worried about it, and there's a huge line going through it. I'm sitting here going, fuck, it's overexposed, and there's a gigantic tear in the photo. Holy shit, dude, that's funny to me, bro. Okay. Let me just apply this. I went from A7 IV, now I have the A7R4, which I like more, but maybe I should just wait for the A7 V if it comes out. Overall, I do like Nikon colors more, but you're right. I'd lose in lenses to jump. Yeah, dude. Not too fussed about megapixels, more price to performance and colors. Okay. Yeah, hey, I respect that. Like, I respect anyone, you know, because I mean, look, I know I don't see the same colors that most people do, but I appreciate the colors that I do see in films that I do like. You know what I mean? So I can understand that. Like, I appreciate it 100%. I am going to, like, take off this white part a little bit, though. I do understand 100%. Like, if you're into the colors, bro, yeah, dude. I feel that. I'm going to maybe, like, create a little thing here, though. I'm going to cheat a little bit. What's wrong, Gracie girl? I'm going to cheat a little bit on this and just try to, like, pull this back a little bit. Try to get it off of the sprocket holes here. Dude, this is gnarly, eh? Yeah, look. Oh, man, I'm just, like, making it... I mean, I'm making it, like, kind of worse, honestly, huh? Or is it looking a little better, though? Is it looking better or worse? But I don't like when the sprocket holes get, like, super black. But who cares? Yeah, dude. That's pretty gnarly, actually. Dude, that's a gnarly photo, man. Holy shit, dude. Let me see. I'm gonna try to sharpen it up a little bit. I'm gonna put the sharpening on like 60. Yeah, that's gnarly, dude. That's wild. I love that. I love that so much. All right, dudes. I guess if there's no more questions, we out this bitch. Get yourself protected. If you want to check into PPA, again, just drop Justin Phillip. You can go to the referral. There's links to it in all the descriptions of my videos. I always leave links to my PPA stuff. You can hit the link and then just put my name in it and you save like 35 bucks. It's pretty cool. Guys, thank you so much. Hit the like button. Let people know about the streams. We have a blast on here. I have a blast with these and I appreciate everyone that comes out every time. All right, guys.